People say this about women all the time, so I can say this about a man. He's nothing but a pretty face.
Don't this hit make my people wanna jump? Don't this hit make my people wanna jump? Don't this hit make my people wanna jump?
Watch the series finale of X-Men next Saturday morning. Check your local listings.
And the Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down. And then Bob Iger is all like,
Life could be worse. This is the worst.
This is the worst.
This is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm a bag of pixie dust, contraband.
They're going to do the Mary Poppins thing. They're going to do it. They're going to do it.
oh, bitch, you killed Kenny.
Kenny.
You fat hoe.
Well, hello, all of you, and welcome to my channel. I'm Reina Creole, of course, bringing you that spice to sci-fi and pop culture analysis and keeping it real when it comes to these theme park streets. And you all know what time it is. It is time for the Spice Lounge, where I give you guys some hot takes and spicy conversation with what's going on out there in pop culture. And of course, you know, the big thing we're going to be talking about today, of course, is I don't even want to let the words leave my lips, but I have to. The death of Star Wars, for real, the last nail in the freaking coffin in Lucas era Star Wars as we know it. And no, not happy one bit about it. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about all the shilling that is going on for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I mean, you got some people, they really do not want to, well, let's put it this way. There's some people who genuinely like it. I'm not talking about them. They're happy with their cupcake. They're happy. But let's face it, you got some folks out there that do not want to lose their media access, and they are just shilling for this disaster known as Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So we're going to talk about that. And of course, we are going to get into hot topics as well, because we gotta do that with hot pop culture topics. So let's see who we have in the chat. I know Pro is supposed to be joining us, so he'll join us as soon as he can. 20 of you folks in here, y'all ready for the spice? Yeah, trust me, it is coming. Let's see, we got Kelly Chow who says, hey everybody. Well, hello, and good to see you. We have got Alan who says, happy Wednesday, dear lady. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, my dear. And a wonderful, wonderful, happy Wednesday to you too as well. We got Russ Sarah who says, hi, guys. Well, hello. And let's see, we got Izzo's Places. Howdy. Listening while I drove. Can't wait for the space spice cream. Can I have a spice cream? I was like, sounds like another name for something else, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Dax J says, let's go. Yes, let's go indeed. Let's go indeed. And let's see. I've got everybody sending me all kinds of stuff right now. Hang on one second. Hello, Pro. How are you?
I'm having a wonderful day. How are you, Lorena?
Oh, I'm doing quite well. Glad you're here to hang out with us.
Happy to be here. There's nothing at all to talk about, of course. Disney has not done anything in the past 2 weeks.
Oh no, not a darn thing. They've just pretty much been sitting on their laurels, whatever those
Oh,
are.
virtue signaling laurels, of course.
Of course. And they've got a little army to help them do that as well.
Yes, the Access and Legacy Media, they are desperate to get their $400 goodie bags. They're going to have the backpack. It's worth selling out their entire audience, destroying their credibility, and tossing away any remaining belief that they are not shoes. So that's what they're up to right now. But I'm sitting above Yoda with the Groucho Marx glasses on. Very lovely down there. Very lovely.
Yep, that's thanks to my thumbnail guy who comes up with. He does an awesome job.
Fantastic. I love
it. Well, let's see, folks. There's 40 of you folks in here. I want to run through you guys. That didn't sound right. I want to say hi to all of you guys before we start getting to our hot topics and the meat of the show. Pro, I think you have something you'd like me to bring up.
Yes, so it's a very odd feeling for me to be pushing stuff. Usually I'm on the other end of this. Usually I'm the one who's like, come on my show. We'll talk about whatever product it is that you're doing. But we're in the opposite end of that chair today. And that is, folks, we are critical, of course, of Disney and so much else in entertainment. But it is time now for us to start creating content because clearly they are not interested in making stuff that appeals to us, the mainstream middle, the sensible center. And as a result, we are launching a brand new media. I'm going to use the word empire, but we have to go higher to get to that term. But that's the goal. That's what we're aiming for. And the very first step to doing that is launching something we call Vacation Radio. Folks, you can find it on YouTube at Vacation Radio. It's not yet live. We just announced it yesterday, and it is going to go live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and it will run from now until the end of the world. Folks, and not Disney World, of course, but start 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. It's going to be a 24-hour, 365, except on leap years. We'll cover that one free of charge. But a 24-hour radio station playing all original music, and I've done the lyrics to every single song. We will have all kinds of stuff. We actually just partnered with a guy who works for Sylvester Stallone and his brother Frank Stallone, who's going to be doing some music. So we'll be starting off with 60 original brand new songs, and they're all uplifting, happy, put you in a good mood kind of things. And if you like Disney parks and Universal Studios and all that, you're definitely going to notice some stuff that sings to you. So that's what we're up to starting tomorrow. And we will be going from the critics to the creative. And then folks can say, well, Pro, your stuff sucks. We're never listening to you again. Or they can say, wait a minute, this is actually really good. He does know what he's talking about when he is criticizing entertainment. So, Lorena, I've shared with you nobody, let me say this, nobody outside of the company has heard this song ever before. It's called Resort Hopping. And I chose to let you have the premiere of this song because I think everyone in your audience will understand what this is about.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for the privilege to do this premiere. Let's take a listen.
Hop, 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 hop,
Resort hopping, it is so much fun. And if the lobby's open, never done. Resort hopping, and hope they don't care.
I bet the guests here would love to share.
After all, we're not making a scene. Resort hopping off the monorail beam. Resort hopping, bopping our way across every quick service fancy restaurant. Resort hopping, dipping in the pool. Lifeguards don't care, just must follow the rules.
Hop, 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 hop.
We're not sure if we're breaking rules. Let's break the blue lights, just don't go woo-woo.
Oh, this is funny.
Resort hopping and hoppity hop. Resort hopping and boppity bop. I stay at every spot totally free. Resortity bop, resort hopping with me.
You hop, hoppity hop. You hop, hoppity hop.
Isn't it just like this fun, uplifting tune?
Yes, and 60 different songs. Some of them like this, some of them very serious songs, all kinds of things, but they all make you feel good.
Resort hopping, hoppity hop. Resort hopping, hoppity bop. I stay at every spot totally free. Resortity bop, resort hopping with me.
So there you
I
go.
love
There's
that.
one of the 60 songs that debuts tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern on Vacation Radio.
Well, I love it. Listening to that song in my head, I'm just like, yeah. Because, yeah, as you folks know, I resort crash a lot.
That's right. And I'll tell you what, Lorena, if we want to play another one at the end of the show, I'll send you one more, but I don't want to take up your show. Let's have some fun covering the stuff that is the Dismal Disney Week. Good Lord.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, folks, thank you guys so much. Please do hit that like button. So let's get started with our hot topic, shall we? Because that's how we kick things off on this channel with the very, very hot and hopping topics. Talk about first one, and I am very excited about this. Lupita Nyong'o, Pedro Pascal's Wild Robot unveils emotional footage at Annecy. So it looks like Annecy is like this animation confab that's going on. And Pro, have you seen the trailer for Wild Robot?
So I have not seen the trailer yet for Wild Robot, but I do like Chris Sanders and tend to think that what he typically puts out is great stuff. Of course, I've also been to Annecy over in France, and it's one of the most beautiful places you can go, but they do have a lot of different things that come their way in terms of cinema. And I don't blame, not for a minute, anyone wanting to go to Annecy and having their conventions there. Truly a beautiful place. But I don't know anything about Pedro Pascal having emotional footage. I'm hoping that the emotionality is in the film and not out of the actor himself.
Well, I would say that it's definitely for the film. I can't play the trailer, so I don't want to get copyright claimed. But I have had the fortune of seeing the trailer for this film in the theater. And I want to probably say not since WALL-E, really, have I seen an animated robot in this film that it's very emotional. I mean, just with the setting, with what the animation looks like, the expressions on the robot's face and the situation that this robot is put in, because it's on a planet, it's alone by itself, and apparently is going to help this duck learn how to migrate. And it's an adventure story, but it looks to be a tearjerker for the most part. So.
Well, any comparison to WALL-E is one that I take very highly, because I think that WALL-E is one of the greatest films ever made. And I'm not just saying animated, I think it's tremendous. So anytime you approach WALL-E, anytime you approximate WALL-E, you are in good company.
Yeah, it is insanely close to WALL-E. And people in the theater were just like, wow, when is that coming out? So I believe this is supposed to come out September 20th. So
definitely I'll be watching out for this one. Fantastic stuff. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I mean, we need great stuff. We need it. It's about time that we have it. And by the way, Lorena, I am hearing through my sources that Inside Out 2 may actually turn out to be good. I know you can't believe it. I can't either. It may be a return to form. Pixar may have given up the ghost when it comes to woke. Nah, they'll take a break. a breather. They'll be right back to it. Don't worry, folks.
Well, I'm going to have fun checking that out for myself over the weekend to see what happens. Barry, on the trailer looks good. Yes, the trailer is awesome. The trailer is absolutely off the hook. I don't want to get copyright claim, but it is out there from DreamWorks. DreamWorks has been killing it. They're going to kill it with this one too. So
how long until Wild Robot is in a theme park? How long? I give it 3 or 4 years if it's really, really good.
If
3 or
it's
4 years.
really good.
Yeah. Listen, they are moving quickly with DreamWorks projects in terms of theme parks. So no doubt, if there's a hot IP, it's going in there because they have so much room to expand in the places that DreamWorks is landing. My gosh.
They do. They do. They absolutely do. Next one. Disney finds its live action Moana in Catherine Lagaya. I wonder if she's related to actor Jay Lagaya, but I'm just guessing. But apparently, here she is, and she's very, very cute. Very cute. Disney has cast Catherine Lagaya in the title role of its live-action Moana movie, which is set to be released in theaters on July 10th, 2026. Moana 2, the animated sequel, is opening in theaters this Wednesday, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving this year. Now, Pro, what have you heard about the live action Moana movie?
I've heard quite a bit about it, but I have to credit some people. I have to credit Jonas Campbell for tremendous investigating into this one. So what we have heard is that perhaps the director of the live action Moana film, she's been brought in to be now a co-director on the animated side of things, and people have wondered, well, why would that happen, given that the animated film surely is close to done? Why would she suddenly be named a director? And the only answer that experts have been able to explain to us is that there's a fairly good chance Disney needed to cannibalize the live action story, whatever was in that script, and bring it into the animated form to flesh out what was a TV script. And the only way to do that is to name her a director. Now, that seems very likely given some of the posts that she's made. And so what that probably means is that delay that we heard about for Moana, the live action, that delay is going to give them time to retrofit and figure out what they're going to do with a new script that they're going to have to adjust. But I am very impressed thus far with the casting for Moana, and they are running quite the risk, leaving Ali'i Cravalho. But if this young lady can sing, because folks, that's where this is going to be. This is a tough one. They had to find a young lady who is of Polynesian descent, who also looks like Moana, who also has the acting chops to take on the lead role for the very first time in her life. No small thing. And she has to fit well with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Oh, and she needs to have a Broadway voice. Now, that's a difficult casting call. Oh, and there was a delay, so she's probably 1 year older than they were hoping for. They probably wanted her to be about 16. She should be 18 or 19 when this comes out, but they've got to get on this. But so far, that's a tremendous casting, dependent on her singing abilities.
Well, I am definitely looking forward to seeing just how well this lady performs. We'll say this young lady performs in the film.
I hope she's awesome. I hope it sends her to the moon. I hope it brings all her dreams come true, and I hope that Hollywood does not destroy her. I hope she has a wonderful time and experience doing this, and that it elevates her in every way.
Yeah, I hope so too. She says, "I'm really excited to embrace this character because Moana is one of my favorites," the 17-year-old Sydney, Australian native said. "My grandfather comes from Palaui in Sabai." I probably screwed that up. I apologize for it. "And my mother is from Lilimoega Tai on the main island of Apollo in Samoa, or I should say Samoa. I'm honored to have an opportunity to celebrate Samoa and all Pacific Island peoples and represent young girls who look like me." So
it's the second part that makes you go, come on.
It kind of does.
Represent your ancestry and represent all girls and boys, but represent humanity, because we can see each other in everybody on the planet. We're all brothers and sisters.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You look like Moana. That's what I want to see. So
That's right. And Moana is a truly great film. I know it's been, it's been criticized by some, but I think unfairly, it really was the last unwoke Disney project before we started going downhill. And partly that's because Moana takes the male hero's journey, but in the very end of the film, spoilers, folks, Moana learns that the reason the ocean chose her is because she is playing the part of the female hero archetype. She saves the world through empathy, which is the appropriate female hero's journey. And it's the traditional one. And so Moana learns that not only can she play the part of the wayfinder, but she also can play the part of the maternal figure who figures out the harm that has been done by Mr. Maui, darn him, and restores the heart to Te Fiti. Great story.
Yeah, great story. I love that scene. Love that scene.
Finding Te Fiti wasn't the way.
Exactly.
Yep.
She had to understand. So
that's right.
I love that. There's a reason why that film has so many watch hours on Disney Plus. But our last hot topic, of course, I had to get this one when I saw it. Pixar boss shoots down live action remakes of studios' movies. That sort of bothers me, and it's not very interesting.
I'll have to see exactly how this was said, because whatever the quote is, I'll guarantee you that Pete Docter is not out of sync with Bob Iger, and Bob Iger loves him a good live action remake so long as it remakes money.
Mm-hmm. But let's see what we have here. Let's see, recent interview with Time, he basically said no, and this might bite me in the butt for saying it, but it sort of bothers me. Apparently, there was a fan campaign that cast Josh O'Connor, who's been in Challengers and The Crown, and a live-action Ratatouille movie. I think the live-action Ratatouille thing is actually like a TikTok thing, I believe they've been trying to do. But Doctor says, I like making movies that are original and unique to themselves. To remake it, it's not very interesting to me personally. And then he goes down here to add, Doctor added that making a live action film about a rat would be tough because so much of what we create only works because of the rules in the animated world. I'm gonna that
push back.
hasn't stopped him before.
Listen, if you asked me of the films that they have done, which ones would translate to live action best, Ratatouille is probably the one that would be the most interesting, because you could have such great close-up shots of foods being cut, and the kitchen would be a very interesting thing to capture in live action. I would keep the mouse, of course, CGI and keep him looking rather like Remy, but I think you could have a lot of fun. And I think if you had somebody who, a young version of like a Jim Carrey, find somebody who can do those wacky body movements, you would have a lot of fun with the mouse taking control. I'm on board for that one, so long as they don't wokeify it.
And that's the thing, right? Trying to have them not to just tell the story. Don't do, any kind of agenda or heavy message or anything like that. Just entertain.
That's right.
Just entertain. That's all we want to see. Which is why
don't try to remake WALL-E. Don't do that. We'll leave WALL-E.
No. Don't do that. That's why the wild robot looks so interesting, because it gives you WALL-E vibes, but you can tell the setting is not like WALL-E. It's a totally different story, but sucks you in at the same time. So
exactly.
So that's why we like that. And let's see, that's the end of our hot topics. And I see 70 of you folks are in here chomping at the bit.
Most beautiful people, by the way. Lorena, your audience is filled with beautiful and highly intelligent folks that are just out there. I love the crowd out there. Look at that. You've got Cynthia and Alan. Barry's out there. Beautiful, beautiful. And I think I even saw a pink Power Ranger somewhere.
I have the most. I'm so biased. I have the most amazing chat. They come up with some things that just are so insightful and just having me laughing. You guys are absolutely.
I am not surprised at all that your effervescence has attracted people of like mind.
Yeah, well, thank you. And let's see. I'm sorry, Steel Leg. Here we go. We got 2, and then a comment I want to get to real quick. Steel Leg of History, who has been a member for 25 months. Thank you so much. Such a positive guy. Check out his channel. Says, I just got my new fake leg today, and my thank you vid for Jay. Once I get it done, I will post it and let you know the blast. Well, thank you. Glad you got the fake leg today. I look forward to seeing that post, because you have come a long way. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And Koto Dragon says, boy, DSW fans are really salty today at us. Oh, yes. The salt is flying, isn't it?
Well, that's okay, because there's an entire queue of salt now, folks. If you can pay $20 to get your lightning lane or get in the random lotto, then you can go through the queue at Tiana's, and I hear you can scrape the salt right off the walls.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Believe it or not, yes, that is true. And Stiggs has tagged you on Twitter, Lorena, a video of Filoni praising Headland and claiming she is a massive fan. Yeah, let's put that in quotes. Massive fan. Which segues right into this post by Nerdrotic. I saw the Acolyte last night.
I'm sorry.
Episode 3. I'm trying to figure out the right words to say, but
that's a French word, Lorena. You'll love it. You speak a little French. It's garbage. Yes, it's garbage. And Lorena, listen. You got the shills out there. They're working overtime today, trying to say that. Oh no, they're crying. Oh, Star Wars fans just hate everything. No. Here's the deal. When you watch someone eat garbage, the correct answer is not to get mad that they're eating garbage. Folks, you just have to look the other way. If they enjoy this, let the 10% of the fans they could have enjoy the garbage, and we'll move on to a buffet somewhere else. That's the way to do this. But this show deserves to be mocked. That's all it deserves. It doesn't deserve hate watching. It doesn't deserve our, getting angry at what they've done to Star Wars. You just laugh at it, because there's nothing that it deserves beyond mockery. And that's why this post is so important. I mean, look at that. Blah, ha, 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 ha. That's, I think, the pronunciation there.
Yes, I believe you're correct. And especially, oh Lord, especially with this scene. Oh my gosh.
Power of 1, the power of 2, the power of many. The power of 1.
It's like a freaking cult.
The power of many.
I wish that Gary had got a little bit more when they get into the writhing. He got a little bit of it, but when they're having the ORGY outside, that was where my wife came by and said, "I'm so sorry you have to watch this trash." And she didn't, she knows nothing about it. She just glanced over, saw what was on the TV, and she said, "I'm so sorry." I was like, somebody's got to review it.
Yeah, it's like somebody's got to fall on the sword, and I fall on it and watch it because, they're going to call you misogynist. They're going to
oh no, what will I do? Oh,
they're going to call every word in the book, because how dare you not like?
Lorena, are they not going to give me a backpack too? Are they going to take away my cupcakes? Oh no!
No backpack, no cupcakes, no Bananas Foster chocolate bar, no light up shoulder.
I'm going to console myself. I'm going to console myself by being on the side of 90% of the public. That's how I'm going to manage not to sob myself to sleep. But dang, I'm going to miss those cupcakes. Dang.
Yeah. This is Disney Star Wars. Now, I've told this story before, okay, that I did not have the collective Whiskey Tango Foxtrot moment when The Last Jedi came out. Life was going on. I didn't get a chance to see it in theater. So I saw Solo, and I'm like, this is a one-off. Something's not quite right. Let me go and finally watch The Last Jedi and truly see if Solo was just, because franchises do miss stuff. So I'm like, The Last Jedi can't be as bad as The Phantom Menace, right? Right? Let's see. I bought it and I put it in the DVD player, and it wasn't getting any better. And by the end, I was so mad. I didn't watch anything Star Wars for a year, and I could not believe what I had just seen. I couldn't believe what they did to Luke's character, and I'm thinking Luke's going to wake up, like Bobby Ewing in the shower.
He'll become de-Jakeified. He'll shake the Jake right off.
Yeah, he'll just shake it off and be like,
no Jake break happened, though.
None whatsoever. And I was pissed off. I had to watch this to see exactly what they were going to do with it. And sure enough, this episode put the nail in the coffin of Lucas Star Wars. I don't know how many of you out there think that they were ever going to retcon the sequel trilogy. No. So now we have lesbian witches creating babies out of nowhere.
Oh, come on, Lorena. You know that when Luke originally asked Obi-Wan about the Force, you know that his response was, well, Luke, let me tell you about the lesbian coven witches who made butt babies. That's what we'll talk about. It's a thread, Luke, a tamponic thread.
I had not thought about that pro until you said that.
They were pulling on the thread a lot, Lorena. They pulled on it hard.
Yeah.
A lot of tugging.
A lot of that.
I'm sorry, Lorena. I may have taken your show in a place that it was never intended to go, much like what Kathleen Kennedy has done to Star Wars.
Well, if you hadn't, someone in the chat would have, because that's what my chat likes to do. I like to throw me off like that. But I'm looking at this, and I'm a Star Wars normie. And Master Trudy, I see your $20 super chat. Thank you so much. I'm going to get to it in a minute. So as a normie, and this is how I come at this, as far as I'm concerned, it's only the first 6 movies that matter. I've read about a total of maybe 3 EU books. One of them, The Courtship of Princess Leia. I will not apologize for that. I freaking love that one. And I have Darth Plagueis on an audiobook, which is taking me really long to complete because I keep backing it up and hearing the passages because I love it. It's absolutely amazing. So that's my point of reference. I'm watching this and I'm like, I don't know what the heck this is. I don't know what it is. Everything that I knew or know about, about the Force, the way that Ben Kenobi explained it, the way that Yoda explains it when Luke can't figure out how come he cannot get the X-Wing out of the swamp in Dagobah. And he gives that speech where he's talking about, what the Force is and, between every living thing, between me and you, the rock, the ship, the way that he talks about it. And in this one, well, Yoda actually said, his power is the Force. But in this one, they make it known that the Force, some people call it the Force, and they use it as a power for their own gain, but we call it the thread. And it connects us all together. I'm like, when was the Force a participation trophy?
I just imagine that these sounds that are played, when they're doing this outdoor writhing ceremony for children, Must have been what Leslie heard in the offices when she was a personal assistant, and that's what inspired her to come up with this. That was the, maybe there were some screeches, some screams, some gentle, soft help me's coming from below the door, but that's essentially, where this came from, I'm sure.
I know one thing, she can't get witches right either. You would think if you're going to put witches in sci-fi, that they're going to have some type of personality. These are the most boring witches I've ever seen, and with zero personality.
Well, here's a question. Here's a question for you, Lorena. So we just found out that Splash Mountain, now turned into Trash Mountain, it could not have voodoo. It couldn't have Facilier because that's a religion that Carmen Smith did not want to appropriate. Yet here we have witchcraft brought into the Acolyte. And we know that Dave Filoni's wife, who is a writer for Star Wars, has been a participant in this sort of belief system. I can't make heads nor tails of the Disney protocols. Like, I don't understand which religions are sacrosanct and which ones get tossed out. I just don't get, why Facilier can't be in a ride, but the witches can be. This makes no sense to me. Help me understand.
The only reason that I can understand is, you've got a white woman who's part of the Rainbow Nation writing it or working on it. So they let her do what she wants. But you can't have the minorities. You can't have them in that backwards religious type of thing. Can't have that. No.
Mama Odie is now she's a swamp fairy godmother. That's the new title for her.
Instead of a voodoo priestess, which she's supposed to be. But it's okay for her to be there, right? But not for Facilier to be there.
They need to dig a little deeper on this Acolyte show. That's what they need to do.
Tell me about it.
By the way, I enjoyed seeing Mama Odie make an appearance in the Acolyte. That was the old witch woman who pops out of nowhere. She's nowhere else in the entire scene. She just pops out of nowhere. Straight up Mama Odie.
Yeah. And says, "Oh, just lie.
Y'all need to dig a little deeper."
Well, Master Judy, thank you so much for that $20 super chat. It says the Acolyte managed to make the Mace Windu look stupid by saying Anakin was too old when they were actively recruiting 9-year-old girls. Yes, that's fine. The power of many was too much, I guess. I know for me, when I saw how old the girls were, I'm like, why would, okay, but granted, this was 50 years prior, but I would think since Yoda's still alive at this time, that, they had a minimum standard.
Well, they had a standard of going apparently and saying, hey, we're not going to force you to give us your children, but we are going to force you to let us get a blood sample. So, forced medical procedures. That's the Jedi way now.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then anorexic Baka will tear your limbs, right off.
We're so sad. Oh, the power of many. That just seemed to me, and this is just me, and Pro, you let me know what you think about this. I don't like that collectivist message. That's what I heard.
Well, I think it's the matriarchy versus the patriarchy. The witches are the matriarchs. The Jedi are the patriarchs. And the witches are the oppressed. And they're oppressed by the Jedi. Clearly, the Jedi are in the wrong. The Jedi, had they not shown up, all the witches would be alive. So all the witches are dead because the Jedi showed up a day earlier. You can try to blame it on, the bad twin or whatever. You can headcanon this, what happened in the 6 seconds of off screen where the biggest thing of the episode happened off screen again. But the bottom line is the Jedi show up and everybody dies. That's the story from Leslie Headland.
Yeah. And apparently that's the reason why May is homicidal little booger, wasn't she?
She changed pretty quick, She went from I want you to play with me, let's be happy twins, to I'm going to murder you in record time. I mean, they didn't even do like a Cain and Abel situation where there was something that went wrong. She just went straight psycho from the get-go.
And that made zero sense. I mean, it's almost like they were trying to channel Damien from The Omen, but at least we knew why he was acting the way that he was. With this, I don't know what they were trying to do with that. But yeah, basically, May is, Man of Blink's Jedi for, showing up. And if Satan had to show up, her life would have been just perfect. But bro, you didn't have
I wonder, if they were selling accordions, would that have been as good too? Would you be like, hey, Mom, I want to get out of here. I'll become an accordion carny folk. Like, why would she want to join the Jedi? She doesn't know anything about them. They've been presented to her entire life as evil. And oh, by the way, off-brand Qui-Gon, who's the only good thing in the entire show, hands her a deadly weapon. Here, hold my lightsaber that you can kill everyone with. Here, 9-year-old. Here's the equivalent of a firearm in space. Enjoy this sucker with hot blazing plasma.
I mean, again, this is just me with my normie knowledge, but I'm just like, are we giving out lightsabers now?
Disney's not. They're expensive. Clearly, off-brand Qui-Gon does not work for the Walt Disney Company. That would not be allowed. You are never. Yeah. You might can refill a dumped-out popcorn bucket or a soda that spilled, but never a lightsaber.
No. It's just like, you just can't just. I mean, Ben did. There was a reason that Ben Kenobi gave, that saber to Luke, because it was his father's. But I'm just like, you're just gonna.
Luke also wasn't 9.
Yes.
Luke also wasn't 9 and had never, ever even heard of a lightsaber, has no idea what it is. I mean, how would that kid even know what this little cylinder is that she's been handed? She's never seen one turned on.
And that brings me to this headline here. The critics must be crazy. The Acolyte is just another mediocre Star Wars show. So I'm going to let that headline marinate while first of all, thank you, Pro, for gifting those 5 Reina Creole memberships. Thank you so very much.
Well, listen, I wanted to help turn the chat out there green, and who knows, maybe someone else will join in the generosity of making some of these folks out there get access to your exclusive member content. Would love to see it happen.
Oh, that would be great. That'd be great. And you can see me and Polly and Syl suffer through watching episode 3 of The Acolyte. But we do more fun things too.
That's right. That's right.
Check that out. Go and Shogi for $4.99. Thank you so very much for that, my dear. It says, bring Black Blaster. Star Wars and Galaxy's Edge are hollow and boring without them. Yes, every time I go into Oga's Cantina, I joke and I said, yeah, you guys say no blasters. How are you going to tell?
Well, let me tell you, you're lucky to even be able to talk about blasters. They're going to take that away from you because it's all going to be force foo before long. You're just going to have force foo gloves.
Force foo.
Light up when doing the fireworks, yeah.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Jedi, I guess.
Oh, how did you come up? Okay, we got to steal that at some point. That's too good.
JRG Projects, thank you so very much for that $10 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. Since the first thing that I thought of was based on your description of the witches as a satanic cult, that or a hive mind collective, and we know what that means. Charge Phaser, yes, the Borg. Now, how cool would it have been? And Jodie Turner Smith, I guess she's okay. But I would think that if I was going to run into, this witch or whatever, that she would be giving off like Borg Queen vibes, like Alice Krieger type of vibes. But no, that didn't happen. She was just kind of, just there. But yeah, this whole everything, pull the thread, power the 1, 2, all of us. We are all, we are all the witches. It's just like, it was just freaky.
Well, explain this to me, Lorena, because I still don't understand this one. How is it that the twins were apparently made by Mommy Queen, but yet light-skinned Darth Maul girl is the one who carried them in pregnancy, but the one who gave birth to them, they don't call her mom. I don't understand any of this. Can you help me understand? And apparently the thread is what impregnated. I mean, is the thread male? I don't get any of this.
I kind of had a twisted way of explaining this because, and I can't believe, I swear if they write this in there, that they need to pay me. I said, well, the chick who carried them, I guess she was pretty much like the rent-a-womb, you know. That's the only thing that I could think of. Yeah, Roomba. Womb, but she's the incubator. Okay,
yeah,
so I figured that, you know, she's.
Well, how did they get in there? I don't want to get into the birds and the bees, but since they're immaculately conceived, how did they get in there? And how is Mommy Queen? I don't get this.
I don't know, but if they use a trope from the soap operas with the turkey baster,
if the witches have turkey, folks, we got to go back through and we got to go frame by frame to see if there are any basters laying on the ground with that green goo that killed floating white gilt Dalcine.
That's the only thing that I can think of, and I laugh. But
turkey basters
who watch soap operas have seen stuff like this that go on. So supposedly that was it. So I'm forgetting.
Only from the minds of Kathleen Kennedy and Leslie Headland would Star Wars go here.
Could do that, because I'm like, what the heck? So you created them. And I guess you didn't want to. You just put them in there. So I don't know what kind of transference ceremony that was.
You saw the pale-skinned lady with horns coming out of her face and said, "Yep, that'll work for a womb. We'll use that one."
It's absolutely ridiculous because they're telling us this stuff. They're not showing us anything.
Oh, it's all off screen. Every bit of it.
Didn't want to see that, but. That's an element that's been missing from the Acolyte. At least with the Ahsoka, they were actually showing us stuff. I mean, they showed us, the whales, farting in space and everything. But with this show, there's so much exposition that, verbal exposition, and they don't show us a lot of these things.
Or everybody who's in the episode dies off screen without an explanation in 6 seconds.
Thank you. We were like, what? Mom's what? Mom, who? What? What? When a parent dies? I mean, that's iconic. Even with Bambi, they had to pause a moment, even though they shot and killed his mom.
Oh, no. There's no Mufasa. Yeah, this is no Lion King, folks. You don't get a second to figure out exactly how this happened. Just take it at face value. They all died in a big giant group at once. No burns, no nothing. Nobody knows. No lightsaber wounds. They just all passed out. Maybe they all had forced constipation like Luke did. Mass formation, forced constipation.
Oh my gosh. Well, we have so many friends popping in here. We've got Bash Sky and we've got Hughes. How you guys doing?
Hughes with Hughes.
Sorry I'm late. Lost track of time. I was spending time with the family.
I have to apologize myself, Lorena. We were uploading a video on TPP, but YouTube decided to give us so many problems. I was dealing with that. I very much apologize.
Hey,
but I am here and focused.
No worries. Y'all are like the friends. Drop in.
Hey, speaking of TPP and everything, hey, Bash, Pro.
Yes, sir.
Y'all might telling me why is Tolkien ruined for me again and all that thanks to the mainstream entertainment industry and stuff, because I'm not happy right now about that.
Vash, I'll let you take a stab at that one. And don't forget, folks, if you stab things in Star Wars, do it with a lightsaber. It won't hurt a thing. But butter knife to the boobs kills them every time.
Yep.
Everybody's criticizing everybody, it would seem, right? So here we go. So we are, we're speaking honestly. We're speaking, critically.
Vash, I'm just a lovable bundle of joy. Why are people being mean to me? Just love on me.
I don't know.
Look at my little blue neon sign behind me. It's so bright and happy.
Are they being mean to you?
Not that I know of, but I don't care either way.
Oh, okay. I'm like, do I have to talk to someone?
They know not to. They know
I might have to talk to someone after this.
Listen, we're trying to watch our Star Wars. We're trying to enjoy, and then all of a sudden, some demonic ritual is happening or something like that, and a coven of witches is like, hey, here's this in your Star Wars, and it's like, oh, come on,
Bash, which butt baby are you rooting for? Which butt baby are you pulling for? Bad twin or good twin?
Well, at this point, if what is it, May? Is that right? If May can
bad twin.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. If Bad Twin can kill some Jedi and we can have some kind of war between the Acolyte and whoever her master is or whatever, and the Jedi, and everybody can be slaughtered, maybe that's who we should be vying for right now. So I'll go.
I want Darth Plagueis to show up and say to Bad Twin, "I am your mother." That would make my day. Let's go all the way. Full matriarchy Star Wars.
Do the whole thing, right?
That's right.
Kiss My Grits, thank you so much for this $5 super chat, my dear. I appreciate it. Says, imagine how much was stolen from the Epcot renovation so Leslie could have $200 million to make her Star Wars lesbian fan fiction. It pisses me off. It really does. It makes me so angry. And I'll, point of a personal
privilege, I believe.
Privilege. It makes me even angrier that they think women, especially women of color, are going to be interested in this just for what's here on face value. It's just like, no. As someone who's a Star Wars fan, I can't relate to this crap. I can't. And I just reject it. You just basically you did retcon the origins of the Force. Why? So you could make it female.
Hang on. Did you I can't relate to it. I'm a person of color, but at the same time, I'm a man. So that automatically cuts me out. So I'm a dude.
No dudes allowed. No dudes allowed.
Just thank you. Wow, 100 of you folks watching, man. Awesome.
Lorena, can we talk about a little bit of that Communicore right there? I think KMG makes a great point right here because that Communicore is so
here? Okay.
Yes. It's so underwhelming, isn't it?
No, Lorena, you've clearly pulled up a airport terminal. Can you pull up whatever they did?
I think this is LaGuardia. Hang on a second.
Wait. Hold on a second. I'm getting a note from your producer, Lorena. This is the actual Epcot Communicore. Oh, never mind. You're on the right picture. Sorry, my fault. It's not an airport terminal. It is Disney World. You're right. My bad.
It's terrible. Why is this so underwhelming? And here's the thing. It's as bad as this is, and this is very, very bad, folks. It's nothing compared to what we lost. That's for sure, right? There was so much character and heart and design, and obviously, look, and people have said, well, that's outdated. And it's like, okay, well, I would take outdated with character rather than dated severely and with none. And this isn't even mentioning what we were supposed to be getting. Whatever happened to this concept? That was just unceremoniously taken out. Money. They demolished Innovations West in order to give us this. Yeah. Go ahead, Lorena. Sorry.
No, I was going to say they probably, put the artwork out there, didn't consult Imagineering. So when they did say, hey, we need you to make this. No, we can't make that. But we promised we were going to make it. No, can't make that. No,
I could be wrong for this, but what if they took the money for that and stuff, put it to a different project, whether it be a different part of the project or possibly to an upcoming film and everything that they know it's not going to be doing well, and then they ended up with this. I mean, I could be wrong.
It's the parks are getting no love whatsoever. We're getting these very, very bad reimaginings or I don't even know if you can call them additions. Really, they're subtractions. Meanwhile, we're having that money siphoned away from the parks. Which, by the way, I mean Disneyland, they're cutting a whole host of shows. Now that obviously has probably some union implications there, but still, we're getting all this cost cutting in the parks. We are. Oh, I don't know. We're on the precipice of maybe injecting more cash into it. We'll see.
Pause that for a minute, Lorena.
Pause
that for just a minute.
That's Vash. Yeah, Vash got it.
Let me show you this, guys. This. Oh, Vash, go back to where you were. Go back to where the lights are.
Yeah.
Keep going. Come on, Vash. Let's pause. All right. I kid you not. Someone who has attempted to be my arch nemesis, but they do not manage to rise to that level. They're posting on X that the rainbow tunnel is back. Folks, take a look at those little LED lights up at the top right of the ceiling. They go from green, they go from red to yellow to green to purple.
Yeah.
This person is declaring that this is awesome, that this space is awesome, because the Imagineers thought to bring back the rainbow tunnel from the Imaginations Pavilion and put it in this. That is where the shills are today. That is where the shills are.
Can I just say there's a big difference between a whole tunnel, and you guys remember this, a whole tunnel with the walkway and the arch over the walkway and that animated rainbow effect and LED strip lights from IKEA.
Well, apparently when they go to wow, great find.
There you go. Yes. That's it.
Yeah, this is what Epcot used to be. So that you don't get that anymore. But the shills, I'm telling you right now, Disney could hand them a raw potato and they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, this is the most avant-garde French fry I've ever seen." Disney's done it again.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that, about Tiana's bio adventure, because since your girl has actually rode the attraction, it's back.
This is what Disney used to be. This is the kind of stuff they used to do.
Yeah.
Well, minus Michael Jackson, but they have
you know. And now it's just a shoot for Figment to come out for meet and greets. First of all, if he can walk through the costume, because and not face plant.
I thought that was a fake Tom Bombadil.
It's just so sad how the parks, we get stuff stripped from us. We have these reimaginings that make things worse or downgrade them. And you have people apologizing for that downgrade or saying that it's necessary. And then on the flip side, we're taking that money towards the studio division, and then we get the Acolyte. And it's like, wow, how are you ruining both things simultaneously?
They're ruining it so they can attract the younger audiences. You know that. And our younger audience doesn't even want it.
Younger audience is too broke to buy stuff, too. That's the other thing. I know, Pro, we only have you for a couple of minutes, so I kind of want to give you the last word on this particular article. Then we're going to get into another article, which we're going to have to go step by step, because your girl's got some fire and brimstone for it. Disney Star Wars redefines the Force and introduces lesbian witches that can create life through unnatural means in the Acolyte. I haven't seen episode 3, and this probably sounds like a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Does this put the final nail in Lucas Star Wars? Why, and what do you think is going to happen going forward?
Well, let's walk through a couple of things that this does. One, Anakin is no longer special. Okay, so Anakin was, the entire story of Anakin's redemption is gone, because apparently the Force, which is now a thread, can immaculately conceive all kinds of things. And in this case, twins. It also diminishes Luke and Leia, because these are the new twins that we're going to focus on. So that special is taken away as well. And then it redefines the Force. So when Obi-Wan was telling Luke about what the Force is, he's a liar. And Yoda was too. They're all part of an oppressive patriarchy, because the witches are right. And how do we know the witches are actually right about this? Because in the episode, you can see the thread. They actually show what the thread is, which means that they're showing it correctly, and they are correct. They're the oppressed. They're the victims of an oppressive Jedi order that is using the thread inappropriately. So there you go.
Unbelievable.
I can't.
It,
go ahead, Ben.
It really does. Look, in isolation, because it's like a show it's set 100 years before and stuff like that, I think people, they can take their headcanon, and just kind of shift this one over to the side, or maybe not watch it at all. So in that way, okay, not too bad. But the creator of this, Leslie Headland, was the one chosen by Kathleen Kennedy to make this series. Again, this is a $200 million series. We could have gotten a movie. We could have gotten any number of Star Wars projects from people who are far more skilled than her. But Kathleen Kennedy chose Leslie Headland because of the message or what she had to say with Star Wars. To me, as bad as this is for Star Wars, I mean, the death nail really is with the leadership that we have at Lucasfilm. These are the projects that are going to be bankrolled. These are the projects that were going to be approved. These are the projects that were going to get made from here on out. And so I think that right there is the real killer. Not so much the content itself, but what it symbolizes going forward.
Well, not only that, but also the fact of the matter is, well, Leslie Headland, she's cheap. If she's also easily driven to go ahead and promote this DEI stuff and everything. She's also cheap because she doesn't really have that much experience as a director, if not any. And the fact of the matter is that she's already out there since she was formerly associated with Harvey Weinstein, and they figure, people forgot about that, but we bring it up and stuff. But we're all right-wing trolls and stuff, so they're going to ignore us until the reality hits the people that, well, she was actually associated with Mr. Weinstein himself. But the fact of the matter is, we got to remember that this is all based on the High Republic. Did the High Republic actually make any sales? Yes or no, y'all?
No, I don't think it's even sold anything at Ollie's or Big Lots, which
exactly.
Exactly.
So basically, you have here the Mouth of Sauron, who has the Witch King by the name of Leslie Headland. Witch Queen by the name of Leslie Headland and everything, going ahead, do the bidding and trying to look for that one ring, or in other words, the money from other people. But the problem is they can't find it because they got the orcs who sent out, which are the Lucas film story group, to go ahead and send out and look for different people who they think have the rings, but turns out they don't. So basically, they market it to the wrong people. They market it to those who are part of the Google community. That's what I call them, the Google community, as well as those who are younger people. And the problem is they forget that it's the parents and stuff, not just the parents and as well as the older people who don't really have kids. They're the core audiences of Star Wars. They forget that, or they just not care about that.
They don't care.
So the fact of the matter is, it's not only that, and I've been hoping for, to see the OG characters come back and stuff, but I don't want to see Mark Hamill and stuff after what he's done recently. But the fact of the matter is, this is not Star Wars and stuff at all. This is the semester cooked up by Kathleen Kennedy, Dave Filoni, that they let Leslie Headland get into and stuff, to make it all about her and make it for her, because it's not for us. No, it's for her as well as Disney Shields. Okay. And I guarantee they're going to bank on the hate watching and stuff, which is why I'm encouraging a lot of people out there, everybody, to not hate watch this. Okay. And I guarantee you, we're going to be seeing a precipitous drop after this episode. I guarantee you next week and stuff, there's a high number of views and stuff in this episode and stuff. But after this episode, drop.
Well, I would tell people that if you have an interest, by all means, go and check it out for yourself.
People pirating this aren't going to be interested in it.
The which ones?
I said the people who are pirating this episode, this show, and stuff, they're not going to be interested.
They're not even bothering with it. It's bad when it's not on the high seas. I know you have got to exit out, my dear. Can you please let the people know what you have going on, what's coming up, and thank you so much for being here.
Well, folks, tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be giving my live review of Inside Out 2. We'll see how that goes, and we'll be happy to bring that to you, folks. Also, we're launching Vacation Radio. It is our first step into original content. Vacation Radio launches tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'm going to be over at Vacation Radio in the chat taking any questions, answering comments about the songs. But we're going to launch that tomorrow, and it's a very exciting time because we're going from being just critical to now creative. And this is the beginning. We intend to launch way, way more original content, including film shorts, hopefully next year. So we're moving in that direction. We would really greatly appreciate your support. Just go to @VacationRadio right here on YouTube, subscribe, and check it out. And I guarantee you, folks, you're going to be blown away by the quality of the music. All of it intended to lift you up. Nothing woke, and that's no joke.
All right. Well, I cannot wait to check out Vacation Radio. I love that resort hopping song.
Resort hopping, boppity bop. That's right. And Lorena, later in the show, if you'd like, towards the end, I've sent you a princess song over on Slack. If you'd like to share with the audience exactly what we'll be bringing to them in terms of something that is film-esque. So there you go.
Yes, I will definitely play it later on the show. Thank you so much, Pro. And thanks so much, as always, for allowing me to be a part of that Park Place.
Happy to do so. We are honored every time. And to everybody out there in the audience, thank you for your time. And I hope that you'll stick around, as I will be doing in the background, listening in to the remainder of Reina Creole. Thank you, folks.
You are so welcome. Thank you so much for you guys being here. We had like over 100 people watching. Thank you. Go and Shogi for $4.99. Thank you so very much, my dear, for that super chat supporting my channel. Disneyland has an Acolyte photo wall of different Hilton illuminated lightsabers. The park was packed and no one gave a sniff of a turkey about it. I bet you that's what's going to wind up at Doc Ondar's in Galaxy's Edge over at Hollywood Studios. I mean, hardly anybody was looking at the ones for Ashoka, so they're probably going to gather dust for the Acolyte, and they'll probably wind up being at the character warehouse eventually. Yeah.
Did you say Ashoka?
Yes, I said Ahsoka.
It sounded like you said Ashoka. I was like, that.
I probably did.
It should be Achoka. Because that show choked.
Ooh, it's bad. I'm sorry. Bash, you think you were in the middle of saying something?
Yes. Well, okay. A lot of people speculated last night on the Pro After Party show that I guess a lot of people were speculating that maybe this could be turned into Parks product, like the Acolyte. Maybe we see some characters in there, or yeah, like we're definitely going to get the synergy element from the merchandise side of things. No question there. But what more can we expect from this show to be put into the parks? That would be really bad if they were to do that. I think, look, the Disney Plus stuff really hasn't been integrated all that much. I mean, I know they're like Star Tours, flight destinations and all that kind of stuff. And there's also, the walk around characters, but outside of walk around characters, they really shouldn't. And the Acolyte should really have a presence in the parks. For one, I don't think as many people are viewing this show as Disney would like you to believe. I think Views is right. I think there's a lot of hate watching after this episode. I think it's just going to go right downhill. I'll tell you what, we're noticing it just in the content that we're uploading on YouTube. I mean, people are coming in and being like, enough with this. I just want to move on. So
I'm out. Sick Lid for $20. Thank you so very much. So generous. Says, thanks for watching the Suckalite so I don't have to. Yeah, I'm happy to fall on that grenade, but I'm telling you, after this episode, who am I kidding? I'll probably watch it and just, I owe people for, people watching Batwoman for me. I'm still paying that back. But no, on a serious tip, I want to see how this train wreck ends. Because you guys do not have to watch it. I will watch it, and then I will tell you And if people say, well, oh, that's just something just some man would say, no, I'm not a man. Okay, I'll let you know exactly what I think. Gene B for $2, his alt name, Acolytes less equal Lescalites. Lescalites.
That sounds about right.
I'm going to have to put that one in my lexicon. Lescalites.
That sounds about right.
The cult of Lescalites. Well, we're going to go to another article with regards to the Acolyte, and I have been chomping at the bit literally, because first of all, I want to thank Geeky Sparkles from over there at Clownfish TV for finding this article. Now, I do not particularly care for the Mary Sue at all. But I really don't care for Rachel Leishman because I do not know this chick, but yet she has me blocked on Twitter. And I don't know why. I really don't know why. I have no idea. I've never interacted with her. But it seems like for her, the problem with Star Wars is not crappy writing. Well, let's put it this way. The problem with Disney Star Wars is not crappy writing. The problem with Disney Star Wars is you. Yes. All of you chuds out there, you just cannot handle women in Star Wars. And you cannot handle women of color in Star Wars. So for God's sake, stop review bombing this. You know, I think what is it? I think Rotten Tomatoes, it's at like what? 23. Yeah, stop review bombing it. This is what Mary Sue is saying, is stop review bombing it because you can't handle it. How come you can't handle women in Star Wars? How come you can't do what? What is wrong with you?
I hope they know that we love it when they talk like this to us, because that's going to make us get, well, even worse. And we're all for that. We are definitely all for that. That's going to actually make us even stronger. That's going to make us even troll even harder. That's going to make us even, watch less other stuff. So you're telling us stop review bombing. I'm like, okay, well, the only way for us not to review bomb it is to not watch it. It's simple as that.
Yeah, the allegations of well, go ahead, Fuse.
I was going to say, they put these reviews in here because this is how they really feel. This is what they really think. But it's people like Mary Sue and stuff that's assuming that they review bombing. There's something that they should automatically like because of the fact that it has a Star Wars name tied to it and stuff. But the thing is, they forget this Star Wars is not George Lucas Star Wars, okay? Can't even say it's Filoni versus Star Wars and everything. This is more along the lines of Kathleen Kennedy's plan and stuff, and she just had Dave Filoni to tag along with it. Go ahead, Vash.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I don't think people are review bombing. And I'm going with their definition, which is like a campaign or something like that, where maybe they employ the use of bots or all kinds of stuff. I don't think people are doing that as much as they are literally, I think honestly appraising this show for what it is. And honestly, it's garbage. I mean, that's why you had the Forbes article up earlier in the show saying, I think these critics are nuts. This show is not very good at all. And, why are they, praising it for these mediocre qualities? I mean, it's look, they can hate on us all they want. I mean, I suppose, and I do agree with Views. Strength, determination, merciless forever. We're gonna keep going, no matter the slings and arrows that we get tossed our way. And yes, there are a lot of them. But this idea that it's gonna improve anything, it's certainly it's not gonna improve the quality of the show or even the overall perception of the show. But more importantly, though, it's going to keep us rather divided, and this divide between, these critics, the studios, and the fans, which we're a part of, will have, will will be elongated nevermore.
But you want to know what else is funny? Later on in the season, they're gonna keep blaming us and stuff, and then get angry. And then when they see that the ratings are so low and all of that, well, they're gonna beg for us to come back and try to accept it. They're gonna beg for us to return this and all of that. You know, that's how it always goes. You need us more than we need you.
Yeah, we do, because you know what? We're the ones that spend the money.
Yeah.
We're the ones that buy the memorabilia. We're the ones that buy all the swag. We're the ones that fund this. The ones claiming to say that you're, that you're review bombing because you don't like this. They're not buying this stuff. They're not paying for this stuff. And let's call out what this is. We'll say the Access Media is invested in Disney Star Wars. Okay. That's their bread and butter. They are invested in it. What Ms. Rachel here calls review bombing, not really review bombing. There may be a little bit, but no. People are genuinely saying they don't like this, and they don't like us for all the reasons that Bash and Hughes and a lot of you have said it, and I will say, this writing is trash. It is absolute trash. It is so bad, I would rather watch the director's cut of Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon on repeat than watch this show.
Oh shoot! She did that.
I did. Yes, I totally did that. I totally did that. Like I've told people before, Andor, I could care less about. It didn't grab me. But on the technical merits of the show, everything is there, and it looks like it's like it's a good show. It actually looks very, very well produced. I'm just not the audience for it, but I can say that this show has nothing for me, and all it basically is Leslie Headland's Star Wars lesbian fantasy fanfic. That's exactly what this is. But you know what? We're going to get into this here because y'all need to hear this with my commentary. Star Wars fans do not suck. But, okay, Star Wars fans who think only they know what this franchise represents, they suck. Now, those fans have taken to review bombing the Acolyte, and it's just as pathetic and gross as every other time we've seen this happen. Okay. Yes, we do know what this franchise represents because you've got 6 movies. We've seen. We've got the EU books and stuff that's been out there for decades. So yes, we do know what this franchise represents. You don't know what this franchise represents because you don't like what it does. You want it to be something else, and rather than fit into the franchise, you want to change everything. And no, we're not going for that.
I don't even think they know. This is coming from a site that's intentionally putting out feminist arguments out there and everything that doesn't have any politics or anything feminism in it. I mean, you probably wouldn't even be able to ask them a question like, what's the best Star Wars movie and stuff. You're not going to
all of them.
Yeah, they won't be able to answer were the Ewoks even necessary for Return of the Jedi. If you were to ask them any specific question about Star Wars and stuff or any of the elements of Star Wars and stuff, I guarantee they may not give you an answer, or they'll give you a contradictory answer and stuff where you're able to go ahead and blast them away. And next thing you know, they're going to call you every instantphobe in the book. The problem is that you got people up here who Mary Sue admittedly stated that this is a website on pop culture with the feminist twist and stuff. We don't care about your feminism. Matter of fact, your feminism isn't really feminism as much as Acolyte is Star Wars. Period. It's just something that has a name on it, but doesn't really make it what it is. And the fact of the matter is, yes, like Verena says, we do know. We actually know more than what you think that Star Wars deserves. And guess what? we've had female fans and stuff. We've had gay fans. We've also had like fans of like every different color and all of that before y'all even became a website. That should say more about you. And the fact of the matter is, when all this is said and done, y'all gonna be wondering why we didn't. Y'all gonna write articles as to why did we leave in the first place. And it's gonna be glorious to see the downfall of Mary Sue, by the way, because it's gonna come soon.
Oh yeah. Probably as soon as a Kotaku gets sold off. But this is yet again blaming y'all instead of putting the blame where it squarely belongs. And I don't know why they think you folks at you ladies at the Mary Sue think this is going to work.
Well, it's not. I mean, this hasn't worked for years now. We've been called the ists, the phobes, the everything. I remember Lorena when Last Jedi came out, and any criticism that was laid at the feet of Rian Johnson or at that film was instantly put on Kelly Marie Tran, right? It was ridiculous. It was these attacks, these slings, these arrows were coming at the fandom hard. Obviously, we were being called man babies and everything else.
Yeah.
That was back in what, 2017?
Around that, yeah.
Have the ratings for these shows improved since then, or have they been on this kind of downward trend? Especially when it comes to like the box office receipts for Star Wars. Started at $2 billion, and then it just barely cracked $1 billion by that last episodic entry into the Skywalker series. Solo was a complete failure. And every single Disney Plus show since The Mandalorian has slowly gone down in terms of viewership and ratings. This isn't working. and I mean, keep up the attacks, I suppose, but you're only going to push people further away when you really should be embracing all the fandom that you can possibly get. The thing is they wanted to take Star Wars and, well, they wanted to expand the audience, but what they really did was they pushed out. They knew this to a certain extent. They pushed out the hardcore fan base. They pushed out the fans that made this franchise worth the $4 billion that Disney paid for it.
But did you know? I mean, didn't you know they actually planned for the backlash? They already knew this was going to fail on it and everything. That's why they prepared what they did to prepare to do what they've done so far. Pretty sure they also got some bots and stuff to go ahead and drop some positive reviews and stuff on Rotten Tomatoes as well as other websites, and also to get the bots to buy the old, unused, like no longer usable accounts on X and stuff, which used to be Twitter, to go ahead and give praises to the show. I guarantee that was also a part of the marketing budget.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we saw it happen. We saw it happen with Kenobi. We saw how they front-loaded Kenobi with blaming the fans if it failed or anything like that. And they're doing the same thing here. Again, it's the same tired, playbook. But I think it's finally reached the point, as you can see from, we'll take Andor out of the equation. But with every subsequent Disney Star Wars release on Disney Plus, the audience has gotten smaller and smaller and smaller, and Disney keeps moving the goalposts to try to make them look good. You notice they keep doing that. They keep reframing it. But the fact of the matter is, Star Wars is a predominantly male brand. Okay.
Yep. Also, how's my mic?
No, Mike's
Perfect.
good. Mike's good.
Good.
It's a predominantly male brand. That's where the money comes from. Now, even as a female viewer, I love Star Wars. Yeah, they had a niche cut out, where they would market certain things to women. We buy jewelry, we buy swag, we buy, my favorite, the Darth Vader dress. Like, heck yeah, I want that. There was that niche that was in there. But they're purposely trying to flip this into a female brand. It's failing miserably. And rather than blame themselves, rather than Disney saying mea culpa, they're just doubling down on it because they won't admit that they're wrong.
They
but
never
it's gonna
do.
blow up in their face. Yeah, they won't. The fans, I really feel the fans would have forgiven them if after Last Jedi they were like, okay, you know what, we screwed up. Okay, we screwed up. We're gonna retool things and be back. I think the
No, they
fans
probably
would have had enough grace for that. But no, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. They doubled down on it. People are telling you, yeah, you know, it's gonna get retconned. The sequel trilogy is gonna get retconned. No, 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 no. You could see what the Mandalorian season 3, they were not retconning the sequel trilogy, but that's what they wanted to point to. And it's like they can't admit that they're wrong. And as a female Star Wars fan, I'm freaking insulted. This does not interest me. This is not the Star Wars that I know and love. I mean, you want to do your own Star Wars, okay, go ahead and do it. But I'm not interested in it. That merchandise is going to sit on the shelves and collect dust, eventually go to the character warehouse. I haven't seen any Acolyte merchandise in the parks unless I missed something. Usually there's a ton of it. The only thing that I see is the Mandalorian stuff. That's all I see. I see nothing for the Acolyte. And I don't care what the critics say. The critics are not the ones spending their hard-earned money to watch stuff on Disney Plus. Okay. And I think it's an insult to your audience to expect us to watch this crap and pay for it.
I don't disagree with that at all. Do you remember, though, Lorena, when The Mandalorian was first debuted and the phenomenon that was created, largely surrounding Grogu, of course, but just the enthusiasm that was generated from that series, and particularly the demand for merchandise related to it?
Mm-hmm.
You feeling that at all right now? I don't think so.
No, I don't think I'm gonna wait. Like I had to wait, I think 6 months to get my Baby Yoda from Walmart.
Wow.
People waited, that long, to get a Baby Yoda from Walmart, stuff like that. Just like with the merchandise, and there's no goodwill out there for this show. There's no one clamoring for the merchandise. It's not happening.
It's sad because it could. They are sitting on a gold mine right now. Literally a goose that could, I mean, conceivably lay nothing else but golden eggs. And yet they refuse to give the fans what they want. They refuse to tell the stories that would resonate with the largest audience possible, especially the fans. They refuse to embrace the fandom in general. It is so bizarre. You know, it obviously we know why that is taking place, but it shouldn't be. And if it wasn't, I mean, the stories that you could tell and the merchandise and revenue, and here's the thing, the theme park attractions that you could build, limitless. Galactic Star Cruiser wouldn't have failed had they understood what the fans wanted and given them what they wanted from day one. Instead, their hubris has led to their failure here.
Yeah.
Not only that, but also they assume that there will be actually get more people to try to be a part of this whole fandom and stuff that they're trying to reach out to. But the problem is, it's like they don't be on TikTok and stuff, because like a lot of these kids out here, and y'all know me, I'm a high school teacher. I don't see them on Disney Plus. I don't see them talk about stuff from Disney Plus. I see them looking at stuff from, Hulu or even Netflix and stuff. I don't see any mention of Disney Plus because of the fact that they don't like the stuff that they have to offer. They say it's boring. They don't see the political messages. They just see some boring stuff up there, period. And it's interesting because it's like Netflix and Hulu and stuff. Like if they would have the Disney Plus accounts from the parents and stuff, they only use the Hulu part, not the Disney stuff. So the Disney as a streaming platform, that's going to be obsolete soon.
Oh,
The only
it's dead. It's dead. I mean, I have Hulu. I've had Hulu like for years. There's always something for me to watch, on Hulu. Disney Plus, I think the only people really have Disney Plus are if they're trying to watch Bluey or something, and I think you can actually get those offline. But streaming platform wise, Disney Plus is just like dead, you know, just completely dead in the water. Go and Shogi for $1.99. Thank you so much. Says the bullies don't like us nerds. Weird. Yes, they are trying to bully you out of the thing that you love.
it's messed up, but oh well.
And that is pretty much it. That's how would I put this? It's kind of like when I would go to sci-fi conventions, and then there seemed to be this switch. You'd have, and I'll say women because this is what I know, who would go to the sci-fi conventions not to see the actor because they like what the actor worked in, but to see the actor because they're cute. See, you can do both. Because I can do both. Like, I freaking love Jason Momoa. Y'all know that. I met him twice at a convention. But I loved him in Stargate Atlanta. So I was there to see him for that. You had some people who they weren't there for that. They just wanted to have pictures, with the celebs. Don't understand that, nerds want to get together and talk nerd stuff, laugh at nerd things, play nerd games. They don't want to do that.
Not what's happening at the White House is what's happening on these campuses and stuff.
Yeah. So they don't want to play nerd games. They want to tell you what the rules of the game should be. And yeah, it's going down the toilet. This is the nail in the coffin. It's obvious. I cannot wait to see how Disney is going to try and spin it. Amanda Pizzolatto said, "This is why I'm refusing to let my love for them die. They can take it from my cold, dead hands." Yeah, here's my thing. It's like I'll just go back and look at the stuff that I love. And I can't believe, what I had. Sorry, I had a video that I can't even find it now, which is really making me angry. Oh wait, no, I do have this. I do have this. This is what I thought of when I saw the Acolyte, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going back and watching the stuff that I love, and I love this scene.
It's too big. Size matters not. Look at me. Judge me by my size, do you? And where you should not. For my ally is the Force. And a powerful ally it is. Life creates it. Makes it grow.
Not a threat.
Its energy surrounds us. And binds us.
Binds us.
Luminous beings, Zoe. Not this crude matter. You must feel the Force around you. Here.
Not pull on it.
They're all everywhere. Yes. Even between the land and the ship.
They will never get this. You will never have that. So that's gonna keep an eye. The shows are gonna keep shilling, but fact of the matter is nobody's watching Disney Star Wars.
Nope.
No.
Agreed.
Nah, they're not. Yeah. It was such a good scene. I watched it this weekend. Yeah. And Griffin says, pointing out the obvious, Luke didn't verbally answer, but he clearly did not judge Yoda by his size. Luke was learning slowly with mistakes, but he was humble. Yes, there's character growth. Character growth. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Well, switching real quick to another topic that I wanted that I wanted to talk about. And I want to thank Ron for putting this up because Keith David's face is pretty much how I felt watching riding through Tiana's Bayou adventure.
Mm-hmm.
So for
So
folks who
good.
don't know, yes, I got a chance to ride on Tiana's Bayou adventure thanks to WW Pro and a very, very generous cast member. Ron and I both went. And Keith David's character is not in the attraction.
Maybe that's why he's upset.
So it's like, why? And a lot of us are upset that, Dr. Facilier is not, it's not even, I don't blame him. They like bump this ride. Like,
Well,
bump this.
that's what's weird about this is that Keith David, the voice of Dr. Facilier, is not featured in the attraction whatsoever, and yet they've done this to him not once but twice. So I don't know if you remember. I was trying to find it. Can't find it right now. But Lorena, do you remember the D23 event that they had in New Orleans, celebrating the 15th anniversary of?
Yes, I did. Yes,
Prince of the Frog. Yeah. They had Keith David out there. They had him out there, and they had him, meet and greet with fans and talk about the film. But also, they used this because this is what Disney does. They use this as an opportunity to tout the attraction as well. They had a whole segment on it, and I just gotta be like, whoa! You had Keith David go all the way to New Orleans to talk about a ride that he's not gonna be in himself, based on the film that he was in.
Mm-hmm.
And now they did it again. They had him go all the way out to Florida this time and ride an attraction that he is not in. And I feel bad for him. Gotta talk to his agent, by the way. Hey, stop signing me up for gigs in which I'm not a part of. This is embarrassing.
Stop sending them or make that check worth the. I don't. It feels so bad for him, and I really do hope that he understands that there's fans like you and I and Hughes and a lot of other people who wanted Dr. Facilier in this attraction and aren't happy that he's not in it on top of all the other missteps and everything that they've made. But
I guarantee they're trying to make sure he doesn't know that the fans don't like the fact that he's in, or they probably know, they just don't care to see how he feels about it and stuff. Or maybe he just doesn't want to be there. He doesn't really care about it.
It could be. It could be. But dude just looks like he would rather be someplace else. And I would think, and this is just me, that if my character was in the film and you didn't put it in the attraction, I'd feel some kind of way about that too. I would not be very gracious because that just makes sense. You got the freaking gator in the ride and you don't have the main villain, in the attraction. It makes zero sense.
Lorena, go back to that and back to that picture, because the look on his face, that's like.
Oh, hold on a second. I think I lost it. Yeah.
That can ultimately become a big meme, a huge meme. I guarantee you. I was gonna say it, but it'll be real messed up for me to say that. I'm gonna keep it to myself.
So I'm seeing Dylan Soup in the chat right there saying that. Oh, yeah, new meme format exactly.
Yeah. We going. You go. Yeah.
Dylan Soup saying that not only is Keith David not in the ride, but Jim Cummings is not in the ride. Obviously playing Ray the Firefly because it's a next chapter story. Now I'm gonna have to disagree a little bit with Dylan Soup here, because Jim Cummings actually is in the ride. Yeah, let me see if I can share my screen here. Oh yes. Let's see here. Yes, this one right here. Go ahead and share that.
Okay.
And it's going to look a little weird. I'm sorry. But okay. So on the top is audio from the actual attraction itself. It's actually taken from these left and right waveforms is what you're looking at right here. So if you the audio guys, you kind of know what one of these looks like, but this is the representation of the sound of both the attraction and the soundtrack, right? So on top is the attraction. That's taken from the attraction. I believe it was their first POV footage. You can get a little audio from that, and that's what's extracted there. On the bottom is the left and right waveform for the soundtrack, specifically Ray, played by Jim Cummings, singing Gonna Take You There. So, going down the bayou, that song. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jim Cummings has a very interesting flair at the end of the I think the second chorus in that song. He's just like, Yahoo! And then he like hits a firework or something in the movie, but that's represented on the soundtrack. These soundtracks line up the way they do, and you can see that right there, and you can actually see that flare. It's circled right there. They line up exactly because they took the audio from the soundtrack, didn't re-record it, and they stuck it right into the ride. And so that's why you see the comparison right there. The waveforms look slightly different because obviously you're getting some ambient audio and compression and all that, but you can see the beats line up exactly. They just took the audio from the soundtrack, didn't re-record it, stuck it right into the ride, even though they knew that this is a next chapter story and that Ray is gone by this point. In fact, there's actually atop the water tower, there's a tribute to Ray with Evangeline on the tiara right there. So he is gone by this point in the attraction, but that didn't stop them from just taking the soundtrack, slipping it right in there.
It's like, dude, at least they put your voice and gave you a star. I don't have nothing.
That's a good point.
Oh, well, I've got to show you this. Oh God, I still haven't heard from Blog Mickey about this. As a matter of fact, here's their article: Tiana's Bayou Adventure Review, a downgrade, but a necessary downgrade.
What's a necessary downgrade? Is there even such thing as a necessary downgrade?
I don't know, Bash. Is there a necessary downgrade?
They were banking hard on this ride.
Apparently, to Mike from Blog Mickey, he believes that there is. Now, pay attention here, folks. This necessary downgrade. This is conditioning by the writer, and maybe by influence by Disney, not sure, to condition you to accept mediocrity just because they labeled something as ist or phobe or whatever, and that gives them carte blanche to ruin what is objectively great. That is what's going on here. That's the real deception and deceit going on here.
It sounds like they're pulling the same move that they did with Galactic Star Cruiser and stuff.
Yes. They want you to accept a subpar product.
They got the CPP in Florida.
Yeah. Just to quote Judge Judy, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. They are peeing on your leg and telling you that it's raining. They're saying the previous incarnation known as Splash Mountain, you know what? It was old. You know, it's past its prime, and of course it was racially problematic. So even though this incarnation is not as good, it was necessary, you understand, because Song of the South was racist. Those little critters were little freaking racist. And the fact that we have this downgraded attraction, the fact that it's got a salt mine in there, a salt mine modeled after the Avery salt mine, which was worked by actual slaves. Forget that part. No. It's a downgrade. It's okay when we do it. It's okay. It's okay that we have this mine that goes back to refers to actual slavery as opposed to some little critters who were in a antebellum set film. Yes.
Who's the author of this article?
Oh, this is Mike. This is Mike. And I post the question. I said,
Mike who?
Oh no, he's just Mike. See, there he is. There he is.
We
Just
have
Mike.
our suspicions about who he is, but not confirmed yet.
But it's like I asked him, I said, so was it a necessary downgrade to base this new attraction on a mine worked by actual slaves? I still have not gotten an answer, which annoys me to no end, the kind of mental gymnastics that the Access Disney Show media is doing to protect this mediocre attraction. You know it's mediocre, but hey, when you're on the media list, and Tom is exactly right. Look what WDW News Today did after they got back on the media list. Oh, oh yeah, Tom. You know we've had some exchanges about what's going on, especially them. First of all, trash in Disney. Now it's like Disney is everything. This is great. This attraction is great. I mean, you like the attraction, it's fine. You like it, but how unbiased can you be when you're getting access? When you're getting $400 swag bags? Not to say that y'all got one, but when you have that. Like the people who were, some of the vloggers that got to go on the Galactic Star Cruiser first, and some of them had to turn the comments off because people were just like, did Disney pay for you to go? So how do we know what you're telling us is actually, is actually true?
We know that they were given, $400 swag bags. At least some media members were. We know that they were, put up in rooms and invited to media. Yeah, exactly.
Invited to media. Man, what am I doing wrong then?
Yeah, exactly.
What am I doing wrong?
Well, the optics, Lorena, of blocking, someone of your persuasion. That doesn't look too kindly on the people who are attempting to give this attraction a pass for the same reasons.
Well, I haven't been blocked by them yet, but maybe I should go ahead and see if I can go ahead and get blocked by them just soon. I mean, so far I've been blocked by someone that's not affiliated with Disney, but let's just say that she's caught up in a whole mess of stuff with the video game development and stuff, and who's also the editor of Kotaku, and keep it at that.
Well, Florentin, I gotta laugh at this. I shouldn't laugh. Yeah, but I'm going to. Media influencers praising Lookout K and praising and still eating fly infected food because it's fantastic. For folks who don't know, and I forget the name of the new ship. Okay, so apparently Lookout Key, which I guess Disney doesn't own that particular island. I guess they have landing rights on it or something like that. But anyway, they had this inaugural, trip. Whole bunch of bloggers I see going on this. They send pictures and video back of like the buffet out there. There's flies all over the food. I'm not talking about, that lone fly that makes it into the buffet restaurant and it's just like one and you're just like, get away. No. We are talking a straight up swarm of black flies crawling on all the food. And they're just sitting there like, oh, yeah, I'm going to try to get it. No, I never saw a problem like that when I went to Castaway Cay. I didn't see any bugs on Castaway Cay.
Want to share my screen real fast, Lorena? Can you stomach it?
Oh, I can. I've seen an autopsy. I can do this.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
What the heck?
Straight from Lookout K. You can see this video from attractions right here. I just want you to note it's going to be very hard to see, but can you see those little black specks at the bottom of your screen there?
Black flies.
And
everywhere, and you're gonna go and eat that now? Oh no, 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 no,
This is
no,
how this is how they had to eat their
no.
food. Look,
See,
okay.
y'all are better than me. I would have turned into a Karen by the factor of 10 with that
I
going
mean,
on.
you already got the blonde hair, so why not?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'll just say, no, 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 no. I'm going back to my stateroom, and you were going to bring me some fly-free food. This is ridiculous.
Oh, but it gets worse, Lorena. It gets worse. You see, I haven't gone into this
I just ate, man.
as much here, but the flies came back to the ship. So it wasn't like you could escape them. The flies made it on to the ship. So this is a ship kitchen here, and you can. I mean, if you can make it out, you're better than me. But you
Upper
can.
deck. Was that
know that
was that like an exposed kitchen or
Yeah, yeah. So
inside
this
of
is
that?
this is
You know they're gonna.
That's
You know
the
they're gonna
outdoor.
justify this.
Or is that the
fantasy,
deck
yeah.
kitchen? I know there's some of them where they're on the top deck where the
Right.
pool and everything is. So they'll have them like those stations facing outward.
They're gonna justify this by saying that they give you the whole Louisiana experience and stuff.
But
I-
hey, you know what? At least it's a short walk to and from the ship, so that's just fine. Oh wait.
Oh
no,
God,
it's-
that's for
it's half a mile.
perspective. And thank you. Tom said they took the Magic, not the new ship. Did I see on the Magic? I don't know. I forget which one. Okay. When you dock at Castaway Key, literally, you can step almost off the ship. Boom, you're on the island. You hardly have to go anywhere. It looks like you need an Uber to get from where you are on Lookout. Whoever designed this, y'all get an F. Y'all get an F. There is.
You can see some aerials right here of just how long it is.
That is unforgivable.
So
that is. Wait,
I would never take my wife to that. I would never take my wife to that, and she's disabled.
1.5 mile. I'm sorry. If it's because the water is shallow near the shore, do like they do with the excursion to the Cayman Islands. The ship docks, and then you take a tender over, and they, and they take boats and they take you to shore. Having people walk hell no. No.
So they have trams to take you the mile to, I guess, the Lighthouse Point on Lookout Cay, which is good. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah,
But it doesn't get you across that pier. You still have to walk that pier. And remember, that pier has no shade, it has no benches, it has no nothing. That is a straight shot right there. Now, they do have wagons for the little ones. However, those are first come, first serve. Good luck getting one of those, because they only have like 8 or something. And they have golf carts for disabled. But again, how long are you waiting for one of those? What the service is like? Who knows?
In the sun. Oh, that's oh God, cannot do that.
All that money spent for that.
To do that. And I think that particular island, Disney doesn't own that island outright. I think they share that with a couple of other ships that that dock there. But even so, no.
But don't worry, when you get there, fly food's waiting for you.
We got fly food.
What you mean when we get there? What you mean when we get there? What you mean when we get there? Who says we going? Who says I'm going? Who said we going?
Hughes, we're going. Marina, come on. We're picking up Hughes, we're going.
Heck no. You're going by yourself. I'm not even going there by video conference. Don't even FaceTime me there.
I would have to have one of those things that puts out all that citronella smoke. Everything. I just no. And
y'all better give me a burger and hold the flies.
Exactly. I can't see how you just sit there. Oh, I'm just gonna put a napkin over my food.
We'll,
Oh
we'll bring extra
no!
napkins. We'll bring extra napkins. It'll be fine.
You better bring a bug zapper over to my table. That's better thing to do. It's my
They try to
grits for $20. Thank you so much, my dear. Says, can we all take a moment and celebrate Disney's newest IP villain, which would be Jigsaw? Game over, Bob. Clown face. Yeah, I did see that. I thought that it was no, because I saw it on Hulu. So I haven't seen it on my Disney Plus because I have my Disney Plus on my computer and Hulu on my TV. But I did notice that on Hulu. Um, but having that show up on Disney Plus, well, I know you do have to adjust your profile if you want to be shown um, mature titles. So if you've got kid accounts, you're not going to be able, at least you better not be able to see like the Saw movies. Like I love Hulu, so I saw the Saw movies. I'm like, yeah, but I sure hope
Jigsaw.
they didn't. Yeah, from the Saw movies.
Oh, they're about to ruin it.
Yeah, the Saw horror movies. And let's see, Lorena theme park stop revealed today that Dark Universe will have a monstrous makeup experience retail outlet. If it is like the one they tried at the Five and Dime, they're going to have to plus that up because it was. It let's put it this way: if I think I'm going to get a monster's makeup experience, it should look like monster based makeup. Like for example, this is just me, but if I'm getting a monster makeover, I want to look like the Bride of Frankenstein by the time I get out there, including the wig too. Okay, that is my level of understanding. Or even if you can't give me the wig, then at least you're going to be able to do a good job with the facial makeup. And that experience, it looked okay. I don't know if they may be testing something, but hopefully they will plus it up if they put it in Dark Universe, because Dark Universe looks insane.
It looks so good. BioReconstruct has some photos that he recently posted about that. Like, it looks unreal. It looks like you just walked out of a monster movie, which is what it's supposed to look like. The detail work, the architectural details, the stonework, the rock work, it's just the tree placement, everything, the scale of it, everything is just beautiful about Dark Universe. So I would expect that if they do put a monsters makeup experience in that land, it's probably going to be a plus version from what they could do maybe in a space that they retrofitted for it.
I hope so, because man, it looks like something straight out of a Mary Shelley novel from the pictures that I took. So, as usual, guys, the Spice Lounge, we have so much fun on the show, and thank you guys so very much for being here. Hughes, what do you have going on to let the folks know about?
Friday, I'm starting my live stream, move to a newer time on at 3 p.m. Maybe doing this like an every weekday kind of thing or every other weekday thing where I stream around like 3 p.m. for an hour so we can talk about the latest and the greatest in pop culture and stuff. Cosmic Culture Live, everybody, starting this Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hoping to see you all there.
All right. Very, very good. Bash, what do you got going on? Let the folks know about.
Oh, what do I not have going on? I don't know.
I know you're
like
a
3
busy
videos.
dude.
It's crazy. But, well, we have That Park Plays, where Jonas J. Campbell and myself host a series of videos throughout the week. I think we're doing 2 a day, maybe even 3 a day. We'll see. But talking about pop culture, entertainment, everything you could possibly imagine under the sun, with a little bit of a focus on Disney for sure, right there. We're doing a live stream tomorrow at noon Eastern right there. So please go ahead and come on over. The water is always warm for folks like everybody in the chat, Lorena, Views, everybody. So come on over. This should be a lot of fun.
Now you know goodness when I'm available.
Well, you can maybe watch the replay. It's fine.
I was talking about being a guest, but okay.
Well, hey, views always an open invitation for sure, and same with you, Lorena. I mean, we love your presence, wherever we can host it. So that should be a lot of fun right there for sure.
Send the link.
What?
Send the link.
Okay. All right.
It's like, send the link to me. Okay.
T3PO as well. What is it? 2:30 Eastern, and then videos every day over there. So between the two channels, should have a lot of fun for sure.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to put this picture back up here. This is the manor for Dark Universe. I'm every time I see pictures, I am stunned by what it looks like. It is, oh my God, it's gonna be awesome. I just want to see the windmill restaurant that's gonna have the blades on fire.
Yes.
Like all day. I'm just like, wow, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Yes, is it telling you, it's every time I drive by to go to Universal Orlando, I'm like, go to the Epic Universe. It's so cool. It's going to be amazing. It's going to, it looks so spooky. Just when you look at it, just how like the rocks are and all the exteriors, and it doesn't look new. Take notes, Disney. Doesn't look new. It looks old. And there, of course, the picture that Bash has up is the portal that you go into, because the sight lines are specifically done to block things. So you are guided through this portal, and then boom, you're in Dark Universe. So how cool is that?
So cool. Look, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter attraction, Ministry of Magic, will be sensational. Like, everybody's talking like, oh, you haven't seen nothing yet. I get it. I understand, but I love the monsters, love the classic monsters. Have been wanting an attraction like this, ever since I started going to Universal Studios Hollywood 20 some years ago, right? So this is going to be really, really cool. Cannot wait.
Man,
ton of fun.
This is going to be so cool. So cool. As for myself, let's see, tomorrow, I may be able to drop on that Park Pace Live, but it depends, because tomorrow is when previews for pass holders start for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So I have to find out if I get a virtual queue reservation. If I don't, then I'm probably going to be at Park Place tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. Also, Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, going to have a watch party with Retro Nerd Girl for one of my favorite Disney films, and that will be a Goofy movie. We're watching a Goofy movie. I freaking love that movie.
Hey,
what? It's an awesome movie.
I know that, but I didn't know you had guests for that and stuff.
Yes, I do. If you want to pop on the panel for it, I will send you an invite. Okay.
I mean, maybe.
Oh, you froze for a minute.
Well, that was his chance.
That's all right. That's all right. I will send y'all the link. I'm just gonna say I will trip out when they do the possum jamboree session of the film. That's all I'm gonna say.
Totally forget about that.
It is freaking classic. It's classic. Okay, guys. Well, again, thank you so much for being here. I want to thank WDW Pro for dropping into the show. Thank you, Bash and Hughes, for popping in. We're sure to appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to all these amazing people on the panel. And of course, we will see you all next time. Bye.